So it seems confirmed that Apple finally is doing the inevitable, but not for long, as yes, USB-C is now mandatory for Apple, but apparently Cupertino has its eyes elsewhere very soon. Remember that Pixel Fold? Well, it seems like it's about to become a reality, and the first details of the upcoming 4th generation iPhone SE are starting to surface, but they're not amazing. I'm Jaime Rivera, and for anyone looking to upgrade to new iPhones, you might want to watch the video that I published yesterday. Links in the description. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today start with Apple, and they're kind of hilarious. It's funny how much fanfare they made about their crash detection feature, which, by the way, launched with Pixels 2 years ago and oddly has better implementation, it seems, because Apple is having issues dealing with amusement parks. Apparently, the iPhone 14s in the United States have called emergency services and alerted contacts that they've been involved in a crash, while in reality, the user is in a roller coaster ride. The accidental trigger of the feature is caused by sudden braking and the abrupt shaking that triggered the sensors to misinterpret the movements as car crashes. So far, there have been at least 6 incidents of emergency services being called for false alarms. In response to these, Apple said that they've tested the feature with over 1 million hours of car crash data and real-world driving analysis, and this is not the first time that crash detection doesn't work as it should. Last week, the Wall Street Journal tested the feature in a junkyard and it failed to notice some car crashes. Apple said the testing conditions did not provide the iPhone with enough factors to trigger the alert. They also said the devices were not connected to Bluetooth or CarPlay and may not have traveled enough distance before impact for device to register the crash, which is odd because it's not like if you were connected to CarPlay in a roller coaster. But anyways, let your emergency contacts know when you're going to Six Flags. Now let's continue talking about Apple, since the first details about the 4th generation iPhone SE are starting to surface. According to a report by Ross Young, Apple is planning to launch a new iPhone SE model that will feature a 6.1-inch LCD display and the classic notch cutout at the top. However, it's unknown if the notch will contain the true depth camera array like iPhones currently do with Face ID, and I assume it just will. Other reports from analysts like Ming-Chi Kuo mentioned that Cupertino is planning to add Touch ID to the power button on the iPhone SE, similar to the iPad Air and Mini. It is also reported that it will have an all-screen design, meaning that we'll no longer see an iPhone with a home button. So far, everything points to Apple working on a new SE model that will most likely adopt the design of the iPhone XR, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. It makes sense since the SE products so far have always used the design of older models, but in every case, users have been giving a smaller iPhone, and, well, Kuo also said that the company is working on an iPhone SE with a 6.1-inch LCD display, and I guess it could just be an iPhone XR replica, which, why not just use the Mini? Seriously. Moving on, let's talk about Google and one of their most interesting projects that has been rumored for more than a year? So far, we have not heard anything official from Google about its foldable, and this year's big reveal didn't really change that. However, according to Ross Young, the Pixel Fold will land early next year, meaning it'll be introduced around the end of March. Ross also denied rumors about the phone being canceled and then even added that panel shipments will start in January. The New York Times also reported a few weeks ago that Google is on track to bring their first ever foldable to the market during 2023. Sadly, we still don't have any solid rumors about the specifications, but we should expect the device to arrive with high-end hardware similar to the Pixel 7 Pro if the company wants to compete in a market that's already dominated by Samsung and their Z Fold series. So yeah, seeing such a big company like Google enter this market is just great news for everyone, because competition always results in better devices for us customers. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's get back to Apple and some rumors about how the company is planning to switch all of its devices to USB-C. For the past few months, we've been talking about how the European Union will make the USB-C mandatory for all wired charging devices starting from 2024. And as we all know, the most affected company by this law is Apple, that has been using Lightning for the past 10 years. Despite having until 2024 to match the switch, it is reported by Mark Gurman that Cupertino Cupertino will drop the Lightning port for the iPhone 15, their base iPad, AirPods, and peripherals like the Magic Mouse, keyboard, and trackpad during the upcoming months. However, the new law specifically exempts devices that only support wireless charging, so Gurman believes that Cupertino's use of USB-C won't stick around for too long. Apparently, the company's end goal is to use only wireless charging like MagSafe in the future. He also added that the first devices that will most likely transition entirely to wireless charging will be iPhones. Anyways, we're probably many years away from that transition because the wireless charging efficiency is not even close to wired charging. But in today's question, let us know. I mean, would it bother you if your next phone doesn't have wired charging? Because in my case, honestly, it would. I feel, again, wireless charging is just not close to ready for prime time. But then again, it's not like if Apple is not famous for forcing you to use standards that aren't ready. That's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media as our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me make inevitable comparisons. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.